Hi, welcome to the Stuck in It Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 177. And we have officially turned over a new page.
Yeah.
The old notebook has been replaced with the fun Stuck in It Zombie pickle and the girlfriend's knitting sticker.
And
with
brown bag.
Yeah, brown dog bag sticker.
Yeah, so...
This one has more writing.
Yeah.
Space.
It looks like we need more stickers. Got a sticker? We need more stickers.
Could be on the official note-keeping device of our... I think Northbound Knitting sent one for the retreat.
Oh, okay.
One, yeah.
Have them be the first.
Yes, Northbound Knitting. Fantastico. Yeah, life just continues to be crazy and hectic. I had my great uncle Don passed away, and so I had a funeral this past weekend, and then guests because he was from in Minnesota. He resided in Minnesota. He grew up in Iowa, where all good people grow up. Just kidding.
Can't argue.
All kinds of wonderful people come from not Iowa, but lots of wonderful people come from Iowa.
Like our children, for instance.
Yes. My father-in-law introduced me and my children to somebody and said that my children were from Iowa, and I was like, "Is that like when you're German? And
if you're Iowan by birth?"
Yeah, I'm like
first generation Minnesotan.
Yeah, they were born here, they live here. In no way are they at all Iowans, but okay, yeah, they're Iowans. Good Iowans, I think, is how he put it.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
So yeah, that was that kind of put some delay in a hitch in the giddy up, and then yeah, just life in general is really hectic right now. My kids are doing outdoor sports 2 days a week, and yeah, at the same time. So then the poor baby which had a birthday, by the way. He was 4. I think we ate at a Mexican restaurant the day before.
I saw that.
Yes. And he's so not precocious. I can't think of the word, but he doesn't want to be in the limelight. My older kids will mug for you like there is no tomorrow, right? Like
gotcha.
Ting 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 ting, and he's just like, nobody look at me. And we're like, no, we want to take a picture of him in the hat. And he's like avoiding the camera at all costs. He's been over paparazzi'd, I think.
Could be.
Maybe. I don't know. That or we didn't take pictures as often, so he hasn't been like, you will be assimilated. But yeah, so a birthday, and been watching lots of the World Cup. Go women's national team, United States women's national team. The World Cup, Ellie was born, the first women's World Cup. Is that right? No. Because she'll be 9 this year. So Ellie wasn't it was the men's. The men's always the year before the women's? I think it is. So the men's World Cup is when Ellie was born, so I got to watch that. And then in 2009, I don't think I got to watch any World Cup. Does that make sense? Anyway, my maternity leave, I got to watch a lot of Women's World Cup in 2011.
I see.
And so it was perfectly timed.
I got it.
Yes. All of the day games and whatnot, I got to be watched. Although we kind of missed our window. This would have been a good year to try to take in one of the games with my daughter. We decided we're going to go to France when she's 13, or going to be almost 13.
Oh.
And see the World Cup game, the Women's World Cup game.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
There's a specific event for her when she's almost 13.
Yep.
I see. Because Lucy and I are going to travel at some point, but I always thought it would be like post-graduation from high school.
No, this is the Women's World Cup. The next Women's World Cup is in France.
Fun.
Yeah. I think it's a good excuse.
As good as any.
As good as any. Yep.
Yeah. My daughter finished up her spring soccer, and so then a coworker had mentioned that he and his wife own a horse facility in town. So I decided to check that out, and we're going to be doing horse lessons over the summer until soccer starts up again. and we're just getting acclimated there. I haven't, written the check yet, but I definitely went to Fleet Farm and got her a helmet for horse riding. It's a little bigger than your bike helmets.
Mm-hmm.
And some...
Kind of like a batting helmet? Or?
No, it's like a bike helmet. It's
Okay.
just a little bit bigger and goes down a little bit further. It's not as streamlined. Or as, sloping in the back. Anyway, but we decorated that tonight. And got her some rubber boots for sloshing out in the pasture to go get the horse. And that's about it. We did meet some people that had an older daughter while we were there, and she lent us some riding boots that are, just the normal leather with this really stiff toe, just in case, you get underhoof.
Yeah.
And some of the leggings are called breechers, I think. So basically, they're special leggings for riding. But we were told all of that stuff wasn't required, so we haven't bought any of that. Just hand-me-downs. And yeah, she loves it. Was smiling the whole time. She was brushing the horse and getting instructions on having straight posture.
Animals, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh, she is over the moon. They have 2 farm dogs or stable dogs there as well, and she already, oh, I miss Tank and I want to go see Tank. Not to mention the horse and all of that. But our next lesson is on Saturday, so we'll have a bit more, and then we'll have to figure out how we're going to fit a lesson in while the retreat's going on, because we pay monthly, and they have sectioned lessons, so I just have to figure out how to get her lessons fit in. I think that there's Tuesday night lessons that I should be able to do, but they are for older children, so I might have to, I don't know, talk to her in advance and see if we can sign up. But I'm excited. Lucy's definitely excited. I have no idea how expensive or crazy it is if you have your own horse, but we did come an impromptu visit because I accidentally left my knitting bag out near the riding arena, and it had been out in the sun and got stuff on it, and they put it in the tack room, and I was like, okay, well, I'll come pick it up, and I just randomly stopped by, nothing special going on, and there were so many people there, just riding their horses and hanging out, and they were some of the same people that we saw during our lesson, so just kind of said hello and walked around a little bit, and of course I'll Tank and whatnot, but yeah, Lucy was ready to jump on a horse right then and there because she didn't realize it was going to be so busy and lively when we got there, and I was like, oh no, we're not signed up for lessons tonight, but got to tell people that she got a helmet and was excitedly talking about her next lesson. So.
Yeah. Dexter he's doing T-ball and he just got a new helmet, and it's fun, getting the equipment makes it kind of feel real to them. Ellie just got a tennis racket, so she's taking tennis. She's named it. It's a Wilson, so it's got a W on it, which is our last name. I think that would be enough, but then if you tip it sideways, the W becomes an E, and then if you tip it the other way, it's an M, and she's named it Millie. Her racket's name is Millie.
Okay, Millie the racket.
Yep.
My next purchase would have been a cute tennis skirt.
she's got all kinds of skirts.
Okay.
All kinds of skirts.
Already.
Yes. Yep. All kinds of skirts and cute tennis shoes, and we haven't bought any balls yet, so I'm guessing we'll have to go buy some bright pink and neon tennis balls. But yep, she really likes it, which is good. I think they're very different. Not to go into too much depth, but the the t-ball, they just do a lot of, they actually play, right?
Mhm.
And with tennis, they're doing a lot of drills and stuff. And I think Ellie enjoys the cerebral part of learning about, like, this is a forehand, and this is a backhand, and this is a volley. And
the drills.
yeah, she enjoys learning about what things are called and what I'm supposed to be doing when I'm doing this, and I'm on this part of the court, and I should be doing this. I haven't seen them doing any, like, serving or anything yet, but so she wouldn't be able to actually go out and play or keep score or anything, but I think that will come with time.
Mhm.
Yep. So I really enjoyed watching tennis. I was never a very good tennis player because I don't have very good eye-to-hand coordination. Even with that huge racket, I'm still not very good at it, but I could see playing with her in the future, so that's good.
Yeah, and they have those nice courts out by where I work, and
Mhm.
but yeah, part of me thinks that I probably wouldn't have signed up for the horse lessons if it hadn't been like, oh, my coworker owns the place, so I should go out, like, oh, let's go check it out. He mentioned it, and
You got an introduction.
I did. I got an introduction. Because I do feel quite out of place there. It seems like even the other parents had previously ridden horses, and I'm the only one that seems like, nope, I'm just here for her, and
Yeah.
standing on the sidelines. I don't know how to do any of this stuff, whereas the other moms are like, oh, let me hoist the saddle onto the back of the horse, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
Yeah, that would be how I would be with t-ball. But Jeremy's been taking Dexter to t-ball. Hey, Bubby.
Cool.
Yeah. As far as Administrati goes, we've got a few things that have arrived with prizes for the retreat, and so Mint Rain is a retreat sponsor, and she also sent some self-striping. This is a really pretty colorway. I am all about the rainbows, apparently.
But this is for our self-striping knit-along.
Yes,
so.
yep. So this is a self-striping prize that happened to come along with the retreat giveaway, but it's a rainbow, and it is mohair, 20% mohair, 55% merino, 25% nylon.
Sounds like some strong socks.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's got some solidarity to it. Yeah.
Sounds strong.
Yes. So thank you to Katie for that. We have a current sponsor this month. It's the Two Sisters Yarn Co. But this will be an upcoming one, and I wanted to show it off while it was fresh in my mind. And then I'll show the rest of the stuff off in enabling. We have String Theory Yarns is doing a giveaway, and we'll be drawing for that after we come back from the retreat. So I don't know if I'll be, last year I was kind of ambitious and got our enabling episode that we pre-record out during the retreat, and I don't know that I'll be that ambitious this year, so it might just be the weekend after the retreat or the week instead of a normal episode. So if you don't see us for a while, and you're either watching this and you've noticed there's a blip on the radar, or a blank space. Blip generally means the presence of something rather than the absence. But
yeah, if you notice, a gap.
Yep, we're having folks to our little town of Rochester.
Yep, and it's getting real. I only have 4 days of work left, and that makes it really real.
Mm-hmm.
Not much going on tomorrow at work, but Friday is going to be a busy day, and as well as Monday and Tuesday. So, whew, but how? I don't know. Next segment, I guess.
Yeah, pitched objects.
I have a hope, and that's about it. Been busy.
Yes.
But I have a hope. This is Twixt My Nethers in the fruit gum stripe pattern, and
Fruit stripe gum.
Yeah, fruit stripe gum pattern, and the yarn is 716 Twixt My Nethers.
Yes.
With this bright neon pop that was a special order from me to go with this.
Mm-hmm.
And
I really like that her stripes has that thin little one and the thick one, and it's just a little bit different. Makes it kind of special.
Well, yeah, and I saw that Josh had released a new pattern that used self-striping yarn in a shawl, and it was really well executed. In the pictures I saw, I could totally see me making some of Jenna's bright in there. I just got to figure out the right subtle color to tame it down so that I can wear it. Because while I love it while I'm knitting it, then it becomes like an art piece. I don't really think about wearing it. But that's it. That's all I got done. I mean, it feels like I should have gotten a lot more done, but I don't know how. Just too many things.
Busy. I have been busy as well. I have not woven in ends, but I do need to wash this and get the button on it because I will be giving it to somebody soonly. But this is the Claire dress. Another little girl that I'm aware of will be being welcomed. And so this is the Leading Men Fiber Arts Showstopper base in the Don't Ya Know colorway. And so I very much love it. I made it a little smaller because I was noticing on some of the pictures that people were putting on their babies that it was looking a little big. So this will probably be a brand new newborn dress. And yeah, my standard mods didn't make it as full down here. And yeah, I really like it. I like the way that it knit up. I really like the seed stitch portions. They're very fun. So get that washed up. And I don't know if it's because there's these eyelets here or what, but the other ones that I've washed up have really washed up bigger, a lot bigger than they actually are, or they appear before they're washed. So, yep.
Cool.
Finished object.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, my in progress that is of the same yarn is
segue.
Yeah, my Hito Spots cardigan. So this Hita Fude with the Poetry in Motion patterned spots, and made a lot of progress. I got the arms done, and I am a good chunk of the way through the bottom. I haven't decided how long I want to make it yet. I do have plenty of yarn to keep on going, so I'm not worried about that. I just want to get the right length. And I think if I go with kind of what I did before, I'll need 8 circles and a band. Or was it 7 circles and a band? I can count them. I have a picture. But yeah, once I get those done, then I can be done.
How many
Hopefully
how many needle sizes have you gone up?
Just 2.
Okay.
So went from 4 to 5 to 6.
Okay.
And I'm on the 6s now.
Do you feel like it's expanding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe not as drastically as the.
Yes, yeah. I
You
would
might
say.
have to block that into it, right? It'll be. There's a lot of eyelets.
But
in there
I also
too.
don't really want a lot of swing
Okay.
to it, so I'm not too worried about what it blocks to either. But yeah, just a little subtle increasing. I think I'm going to keep it at the 6. I don't think I'm going to go up one more. It's starting to look a little less dense in the circles, so.
So that's as wide as it's going to get.
Yeah, I think so. And there's a lot of fabric there. I mean, there really is.
Are you going to
So
go
I can stretch it.
monogamous on that and try to get it done in time for the retreat?
I am, because I mean I've gotten through one repeat, one circle in just over a day, and so I think if I keep going with it, I will get the 2 more circles that I need.
Yeah, your
plus the
stitch
band.
count isn't increasing. That's
Right.
the thing about the true Hito Fude is that the stitch count starts to increase. So
You slow down.
yeah, if the end gets to be like, oh, I got a repeat, and it took me several days versus the what you were having previously.
Yep. Yeah, this full repeat, since it's offset, is actually 24 rows, so a full repeat would probably take quite a while, but the single circle repeat is not too bad. And I've been able to fit, a little bit here, a little bit there, but like I said, I left it at the stables, so I lost 2 days there, thus the hoe. Being able to work on the sock and getting that done. Yeah, I took some pictures of my stash, but other than that, not much else has gotten progress. I mean, I can show you more of the same. I took this one to the pool with the kids.
Okay. Your second story tee?
My second story tee, but this one's just nowhere near being done. I think this is only half of what it needs before I can change it to some different shaping, right? And that's only a quarter of what it needs to be total to get done. So yeah, it's.
The last time you talked about it, you said like it needed a foot more or something like that.
It still needs a foot more.
Okay.
Because I believe that I've added like a good inch and a half to it. Yeah, it needs to be 24 inches before you shape. But I'm enjoying the color, and I like the way that the color is working out, and I will be very happy with this as a finished garment.
Very sunny.
Yeah. Yeah, and bright. When I first got it, I thought it was a little too orangey or whatever, but no, it's definitely yellow, and it looks very nice.
Yeah, I remember you having a little bit of remorse, but yeah, it's definitely knitting up. Very fun.
Yep, and then I started the second sock. It's only got this far, but I did change into the, quote, boring part where I'm doing the same pattern over and over again, so maybe I can use this as my
retreat knitting.
Yeah, retreat down simple knitting. And I also did a little bit on this, but not much. You're not going to see a difference.
How much further do you have to go in that one?
I'm going by balls of yarn, so I have this and then one more. So I'm getting there. It's halfway done, pretty much.
Okay. Was it just started out as 2? Or there was 3?
3.
Okay.
And I was, I think that the reason I'm not working on it as much as I did, or not, I think the reason that this isn't flying off the needles is the yarn, not the pattern. Like the yarn has the cotton content in it, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't have as much give. And I think if this was a pure wool and it had, I don't know. I mean, even just a plain white springy wool would probably make my fingers move on this a lot better. And I think that this will be lovely when it's done, but right now it's feeling a little bit too much cotton on my hands compared to everything else. That and it's big needles, big yarn, right? Like when you're working with everything else as fingering or sport weight, you feel like, oh my gosh, this is just awful. It's huge.
When do your hands start to notice that you're using big needles? Mine is around that 8. When I'm using an 8, my hands feel like, ugh, you're using a big needle.
Yeah, the 6 isn't too bad. So yeah, I would say 8 is probably true. Like this isn't bothering me.
Your number could be different.
Well, no, I'm just trying to think about it. And I don't think that a 7 would bother me, but then again, it depends on the yarn. I think that also...
Yeah, the density at which you're knitting something on 8s or 7s would be... Yeah. It's harder to move the stitches because it's a big yarn on those 7s. Yep. I have some class samples that are needle adjacent.
Oh, okay.
That I need to get on the needles. In my class, we're gonna do the short row technique that I use in my heels, and then we're also going to be doing the zhuzhing of the side stitches. So I've got to have kind of set pieces for that. In addition to, I really want to, it's like my after the retreat is over and I'm not doing things in my spare time and can just, or not doing things for the retreat in my spare time. I'm always doing things in my spare time. I want to cast on the, and I Googled it so I could say it correctly. It's Lucrezia is the name of the pattern. I can't remember what language it's in or what it stands for. But it's a really fun kind of like Henley lace front, lace on the sleeves, fingering weight jumper, and I think I'm going to grab some of Marigold Jen's ZK colorway for that. I think it would
with
be
lace. Okay.
I think it'll work.
Okay.
I'm a believer.
I'm doubting a little bit.
Okay.
But
you're knitting a very crazy pattern in lace.
yeah, I know.
Or very crazy colorway in lace.
I don't know.
There's less colors represented in that.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's just something about
that color.
I mean, because you had mentioned other things, but for some reason when I say, oh, Henley and this and that, I just kind of like, I doubt.
Okay.
But you can prove me wrong.
Accepted.
Yeah.
And it could be that it's just the thing that's on the edge of my mind right now that I'm not able to get on the needles, and so, and that's a yarn that I love right now, and so they've just kind of become consolidated in my brain. I've been working exclusively on some of my designs. My Infinite Twist shawl is still in the I'm not using the pretty gradient stage, so I haven't dipped into that. And I don't think I'd be able to show you the lace that I'm developing in it quite yet. It wouldn't be as visible in that yarn as it would be in that pretty gradient. And then this is my second. Last time we recorded, I think I called it It's a Sure Thing, and that's already taken. So I had done my due diligence to do like a prior art search on some of them, but not that one, and that was the one that stuck out in my mind when we were recording, and that's what we called it. But it's probably, most likely, will be called Beach Please. So it's very beachy, and I want to go to the beach while I'm wearing it, and so Beach Please. This is that same blue that I knit the other one in. This is the 36-inch bust size, and so it's going to have a lot more positive ease on me. It's got longer sleeves, so the lace will block out quite a bit, but it's 4 inches blocked there. Obviously you see I haven't done the neckline, and I did go up to 4s down at the bottom, which I really like. It's kind of all out what you're doing there. It's just made it bigger without increasing the stitch count quite a bit, and I don't see a huge difference between the stripes on the back. I mean, it is definitely airier, but I was worried about the row gauge being really off. The stitch gauge I wanted to get bigger, but I didn't want these to appear a lot smaller than these ones down here, if that makes sense. But I think I am going to end up doing a few less stripes compared to my other one to make it the same length. And I am, much like yourself, hoping to get this done to be able to wear it at the retreat. So Sun Valley Fiber MCN, and then this is that Swoon Fibers Marla. It's a linen silk blend that I knit, and that's Hitofude out of.
Oh, okay.
So I had a lot of, and I really like the way it's working up. It's more of a variegated tonal, not variegated, sorry, it's a tonal with this purple, and I really like the way that's working up against the solid blue. It just gives it enough of a difference that you can kind of tell, but it's not as drastic as if I was working with like a Noro or something. Yeah. You know, when you stripe a Noro, you get a different color every stripe, and this is just a little bit different. What else do I have to say about it? I think that linen silk is going to make it really lightweight. Like I can already, it's more fabric, but it already feels lighter weight compared to that, and it's knit at a looser gauge because I went up a needle size. But yeah, I think I really love this teal and purple. It's and the striping kind of gets me through this stockinette in the round. So one more row and I get to change color, or you know, next row I gotta remember that I need to wrap the color on that next to that purl bump, and it's just those little things. I was trying to explain to somebody why I could knit the Hitofude over and over again. And I think it's just that lace. It just is enough different that like I'm less likely to like set it aside because I'm bored of knitting the same thing over and over again. So lace projects tend to go for me. So yep, hopefully have this to show off the next time we record, and then maybe have one of these pie in the sky dream projects, mental projects on the needle.
Yeah, I was trying to document some of my recent stash acquisitions, and I realized how woefully behind I am on projects that I want, like to make. Like, oh yeah, there was a reason I bought that, but there's so much stash that came before it, and there are a lot of things that I want to make out of that. Like, I have 4 sweaters needle adjacent right now, and I feel bad just having 2 sweaters on the needles. I still have the Cloquette, Cloquette.
Oh, Clayquit. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Tin can
butchering
knits,
it.
yep.
And I was thinking about it the other day, and it's like, yeah, because I have like just this much more of the color work, and then I'm gonna have miles of stock in it, and that's why it stalled. I knew that the end was near, and I was gonna be doing something boring with it. So, and bottom-up sweaters are kind of like that for me. It's like, oh, there's a little bit of interesting stuff at the bottom, hooray, and then miles of boring. But I do want to get that done. So I'm thinking, like, once I get that past that color work, I'm going to try to power through.
Yeah.
And then get one of my other ones on the
You can
needles.
definitely tell in my stash when I became a Hirofude knitter / I started like swapping out some of most of my stash. See, I did it too. Most of my stash acquisitions have been really lightweight yarns now, like fingering or lace. I think I've kind of transitioned from the, that worsted will go really fast type projects to, I really love wearing sweaters that are fingering weight. I really love wearing lace weight garments. And if you can knit it at a loose enough gauge, it's not it's still going to be a big difference between knitting a worsted on 8s or whatever, but I do enjoy and they're more economical as well. I mean, I remember listening to the Fat Squirrel and having that like light bulb moment where she was like, sweaters knit with fingering or lighter weight yarn, sport weight yarn, aren't as expensive because you get more yardage. And you get a little bit more enjoyment out of it as well, because those sweaters kind of take a little bit longer. So
and I have a lot of things right now that are DK worsted, whatever, and those are the ones that are, well, there's a sport in there too, but those are the ones that are adjacent, and it's just not the weather. Like, I want to, but get that away from me. I don't want to work on it. So I think that's another reason that they're staying adjacent right now, is because as soon as I pick them up,
I can't remember what book I read. It was, I can see the cover. Anyway, we as humans in our psyche, we have a hard time getting past what we're currently feeling. So if you ask somebody what their favorite food is after they've just stuffed themselves silly on something, they can't imagine ever being hungry, even though we know in a couple of hours things will have processed and will be hungry. We can't fathom ever being hungry. We live in the moment. And so I'm with you. Yeah, thinking about wearing that sweater, even though you wouldn't be wearing it right away, right? You would be working on it through the summer months and having it when the weather did turn colder. Although it has been pretty cool here.
That was kind of a bummer moment when I handed off the baby hats. I was like, here, I'm so excited to give these to you. It's the hottest day ever. It was like 90-some degrees. And they're what were they? They were cashmere. And so he was like, thanks, because it was like
your hand is sweaty where you were holding it. Like, here's a nice wool hat for your baby.
And it was so funny because he was excited. He's like, you made this? And then he put it on his head, and I'm like, you're not going to want to do that. We were inside an air-conditioned building, but even then I was like, no, you're not going to want to do that. And he did end up taking it off, but I just thought it was funny. That, and when he put it on his head, he had it jaunty, like it's a toque, it's like you put it down over your ears and stay warm, and he had it like perched on top of his head. I don't know. It was just funny to me.
Mm-hmm. And this was an actual adult size hat that he was putting on, or
yes.
Okay. Sorry, I had to ask.
Yeah, I had a bunch of sail yarn in blue, and
that's right. I remember you knitting them. I just didn't know which one he tried on his head.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The big person one.
The big person.
And I did say it's for the boys and either mom or dad. You know, like whoever's taking them out and about this fall / winter can have a matching hat if they wish. But yeah, I made those. I made sure that those were made to like baby. Like there's newborn, baby, and so I made sure that those were baby. And judging from when he tried the hat on his head, I also made that one too big. I made it a medium, and he could have worn a small. And so hopefully mom's got, a head to fill the hat.
I don't know, when you've got hair that's been possibly done, you don't always want a really tight hat. So
That's true.
maybe she's a hair done person that won't want to ruin her do.
Yeah, but I handed out a lot of hats that day.
Fun.
And it was fun.
Yeah. She picks the hottest day.
Yeah, well, it just happened to work out that way.
All right, in enabling, again, with some retreat stuff, we had Infinite Twist is a retreat sponsor, and she also sent me, because I mentioned that I was in love with it, these critter socks. They are the Nishikigu. I'm seeing if she has a phonic spelling of how to say it. Nope. But they're so adorable. I love them so much. And she's got these kits, so you get everything that you could possibly need. I'm not a DPN knitter, but she's got DPNs in there. Stitch markers, a pencil from Shanghai, China, some measuring tapes, and then the pattern, and then it's designed to go with the Socks Therapist Fish Lips Castillo. So their color work, and it's with this the Helix. So the kit comes with a really fun pink, and the pink must be the main color and the red must be the contrast, because it seems like that one's a heftier skein. Or maybe they just balance out. Maybe this one is hefty. I really like the Helix. It's got a bounce to it. It's tightly twisted. So that is double red and sakura. And I just love them. I think they're so fun. And I've never knit colorwork socks, so I'm looking forward to it. Yes, yes. And then she also sent, as part of the kit, she's got some new summer yarns. And so this one is a linen. This is 200 yards of market linen plus question mark. So, yeah, just some fun blends. It's got a nice, like I said about other things today, a nice heft to it. But I could see knitting like a shawl, something to put across your shoulders to keep it warm, or I could see putting this into a garment. I bet it would wash up pretty nice. Linen is sometimes kind of hard on the hands, pre-washing. But yeah, you love your linen from in your garments, right? Washes up really nice. And
yeah, there's one linen that I crossed with the synthetic, and it still looks nice, but when I wear it, the synthetic is kind of like a mohair to me. It's a little fuzzy, but I need to start wearing that and bust out all of those summer garments. I haven't done that yet, really.
Oh yeah. Well, it's been kind of unseasonably cool here. Other than that 93-degree day, it was just kind of a blip on the radar.
Yeah.
I'll use blip correctly. So yes, thanks to Kate for that, for sending not only the retreat yarns, but a yarn for me to try out those socks. She also said that I could give away one of those kits to our viewers. So I don't know if the thread will get up right away here, but we will get it up there eventually, and we'll get the details out to you on when it's ending the next time we record. So if you're interested in those socks, they've just got a lot of really fun combos, like some blues and grays, I believe, and there's this red and pink. I really like the way the red and pink kind of pop. Mm-hmm. I could see wearing those socks with like those see-through boots. You can see the little fishies on the inside.
Yeah. I guess I wanted to mention, kind of like we did last week, I believe, or the last time we recorded. If you're new, this is not at all typical. Mm-hmm. It feels like we're just kind of off a little bit with retreats and so things not quite lining up the way they normally do. And
mm-hmm. It's definitely, this is a very busy time of year for us. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could just take it off, but then I feel like we would come back and there would be like this march of like a month's worth of whatever, right? Which wouldn't be a lot because we're busy, but it would still be, it's good for us to have a little bit of normalcy.
Yes.
But it's not completely normal in that our content is a little off. So
so stick with us. We'll get back to normal eventually.
We are having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had a lot of laughs recently. Maybe we're just getting good at laughing at ourselves because of the our own ridiculousness during these times. But so if you're watching and maybe you're on a plane flying to Rochester, Minnesota, or you're trying to get the scoop right before you're going to be in Rochester, we are super excited to have you if you're coming to the retreat.
Yes.
I've explained to a lot of people recently. I have new coworkers because I changed jobs, like, so why Rochester for a knitting retreat? And I'm like, I think Rochester is the perfect size. Like, it's big enough that we've got a lot of really cool things, but it's small enough that like you can come, you don't have to rent a car, and everything is very centrally located and you can walk. And Rochester does a lot of really cool things because we're a smaller community, but we try to do big things. Like, so we've got the movie in the plaza, and we've got Rochester Fest, and we're a small town with big ideas, I guess.
Yeah. No, and it's just, I don't know. I've had to explain to people that, well, I'm going to be on vacation next week. Oh, where are you going? Well, nowhere.
Yeah.
I put on an event in town for, how many ever people, and it's just explaining that, and they're like, oh, that's you? You do that? And I'm like, yep, that's me, I do that.
Yeah.
Because just, little, like, I don't know, when they get a glimpse into my secret life, they're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Not
well,
so
how'd you get into doing that? And I'm like, well, I mean, it's just a hobby, and you want to get together with the people that you enjoy online, and one thing becomes another, and then you're in your third year of doing it. So but very much, again, like a Yarny wedding, I really want to entertain and have things lined up that'll be fun for folks, but I also want people that are just interested in sitting back and relaxing in a different locale with friends to be able to do that as well. So kind of have a wide range of things to do, and other things have gotten booked. So like that Canvas and Chardonnay, people have gone out and figured out about that, and it's just it's fun. We do it because we're having fun. So.
Yeah. And we'll probably be posting some things out to the Stockinit Zombies Instagram and Twitter about the retreat. So if you want to find out more, go there. If you want to avoid it for a week, avoid that one.
Yes, and if you want to play along at home, ZK 2015 is our hashtag. I think it feels like we have a little like internet credibility now that other people are using that same hashtag. Seems like, oh, we don't have that to ourselves anymore. Somebody else has called their event ZK 2015.
Yeah, I think that there's like a sportswear or some sort of clothing line company that's ZK, and then they have like their line for 2015, and so like every once in a while it's like, oh, look, clothing.
Wouldn't that be fun if they had like a ZK logo thing that we could get though? That would be fun.
That would be kind of neat.
Labeled.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say.
Announcements,
Yeah, we're super excited. This year we have so many wonderful volunteers beyond our teachers. This year we have registration help and ambassadors, and so we're just super excited for everybody to
Goodie bag assembly.
Yeah, goodie bag assembly. That was a lesson learned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you add X number of people to your retreat, and that sounds like I don't want to do that ever again. Goodie bag assembly with 2 people and 2 children, I think is what we were usually doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it works much better with the group. So
yeah, last year, in this living, what we assembled before we went to the hotel, which was a mistake in and of itself, but it was hours and hours and hours. But yes, we learned, and as you grow, you learn to do things differently, smarter,
yes,
wiser. But it's going to be an epic time, and we're looking forward to seeing folks. And if you're tired of hearing about it because you're not coming and or can't come, sorry, and it will be over soon.
Yeah. Yes. Too few days. We're coming in close, but the boxes are getting ticked off, and we're rolling. It's good. It's almost here.
Yes.
Vacation time.
I am excited.
Bye.
Bye, you.